Hello, Big Team. Hello, friends. Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth. I'm talking fast because I want to introduce you to the last cat in our household, and she does not like to be held. Now, for a second, she's being still. This is Sweetie. If you've been following along with this book haul series, it's my end of the summer book haul series. I have broken it down into 6 different parts, and this is the last one. These are the middle grade books that I have acquired over the summer. Now, I'm going to put Sweetie down, and I'm going to show you a little I didn't have to go far. She was ready to get down. I thought that I was showing you all of the books that I got this summer. And I guess technically I did because maybe I bought these after the 21st. I don't know. It was somewhere right along in there. And I had every intention of showing you all of the books that I had bought up to this point. And lo and behold, I found 2 bags in the garage. There's like 14 books in here. I've taken out 2 that I am going to show you today, and the rest will just have to be the start of my fall book haul, because there are books of just about every category that I have been filming. I think what happened was I took everything out of my car to because when I wasn't sure if we were going to fly or drive to Oklahoma, I cleaned out my car, just put everything in the garage, and then we decided to fly, and meanwhile, all that stuff was still in the garage. So, anyway, I did take out 2. One is a middle grade book I bought on that day. One's a YA book that I only got maybe at a fill-a-bag sale to put in the Little Free Library. Either the one downtown or maybe the one at the high school, because it was getting pretty low. So, I'll just show you those right now. The one I got for the Little Free Library is a really nice, almost new copy of The Hunger Games. This is such a good staple book to put in any Little Free Library. Every time I put one in the one downtown, it always goes. Anything, Hunger Games or Harry Potter, of course, Divergent, Maze Runner, all of those books are just so popular, and they go fast in the Little Free Library. But I went by the one at the high school not too long ago and saw that there were only a handful of books in there. So that one is a good candidate to go in that Little Free Library. And I keep forgetting to tell you guys, I have ordered not a GoPro camera, but it's called Action Hero. It's like a GoPro. It was rated very highly, and it was much less expensive than a GoPro. It just hasn't come yet. So as soon as I get that, I will probably try it out and do like a Little Free Library tour of our area. I'll be able to take it in when I go book shopping and thrifting and all of that, so I'm super excited about it. I have gotten the accessories for it, and I've gotten the SD card I ordered for it. I just haven't gotten the camera yet, so I'm excited about that. So the other book that was in those bags is Moon Over Manifest by Claire Vanderpool. This is a Newbery winner from the 2000 teens, the 20 teens. I can't find this on audio anywhere, and I thought it's going to take me a while probably to get around to reading it, so I may as well just go ahead and pick up a copy. I think I got this at the book shelter, so it would have been a couple of dollars, but I had some loyalty credit, and so it was maybe $1.20, something like that, which is fine. Okay, and I mentioned that if you saw which one of the book hauls did I show it in? On our trip, we went to 2 different bookstores. Well, I did. Katie and Emelie stayed in the car, and I went in 2 different bookstores. Katie went in one of them. We sort of took turns staying with Emelie. I showed you a clip of the front of the book rack in Denison, Texas, and there I bought one of these books I'm going to show you, which is middle grade, and I bought something else. I can't even think. One of these hauls. Let me pause for a second, and because I want to answer that question. Okay, now I remember. It was one of my Amish books. So I showed the front of that store in my Amish fiction book haul because I got an Amish love-inspired suspense mystery / romance there, in addition to one of these books that I'm about to show you. So then when we were on our way to the airport on Saturday, we had a little bit of time. Our plane didn't leave till 5. So Katie wanted to go to a Buc-ee's because I think they got started in Texas. We've got, I think, 3 total in Florida now, and she's been to one of them, and she's been wanting to go back to another Buc-ee's. So there was one in Denton, Texas, and I did a search for bookstores in the area, and there was, and also she did a search for vegan restaurants, and she found one in Denton, Texas, and just down the street from it was a used bookstore, and it was called Recycled Books, CDs, Records, or something like that. It started with the word recycled. I remember it was on Locust Drive or Avenue in downtown Denton. And the other interesting thing about downtown Denton is that in 1987, I was an extra in a movie that was filmed in Denton, and because my car was a 1976 Pontiac Ventura, and the story was a period piece. It was 87 then, but it was supposed to be in the movie like 1970, I don't know, maybe 77 or 78, something like that. And so my car qualified. It was old enough to be in the movie, and they needed a few cars to drive down the street for the opening credits. So I got paid $10 extra, and it was like $40 for the day to be an extra, and so I got $50 total because I drove my car. And when you see the movie, it's called Little Girl Lost. It starred Tess Harper and Frederick Forrest, and I can't remember who else. It was a made-for-TV movie, so it came on like at night, like on ABC or NBC or something. I think I've got an old VHS tape of it somewhere. Anyway, when the opening credits come on, and when it says Little Girl Lost, you can see the top of my car. You can't see me. You just see the top of my car driving under the credit. So I wanted to just go to downtown Denton. I hadn't been there since then, and just, drive through and just see what it looked like. Also, right across the street from the place where we filmed that scene is the courthouse, the county courthouse, and I think it's Denton County. Maybe I may be wrong. If you're from Texas, let me know. And so I did an actual walking shot where they did what they call an establishing shot of the courthouse, because then the next scene is inside the courthouse. And so I was walking along with other people on the sidewalk in sort of business type attire, just walking on the sidewalk in front of the courthouse for that scene right before they go in the courthouse. So you can't see me. I mean, you could see me, but you would never know that it was me unless I go, hey, that's me. So it was just one of those things. In 1987, I spent the summer in the Dallas area and did a little bit of acting. I was in a theater company play, and I was an extra in another movie that was golf related. It was called Dead Solid Perfect. In fact, you can't see it here. Well, actually, you might can. Yeah, right here, there are two books that are called Dead Solid Perfect. One is the movie tie-in version, and one is the original version. And I was an extra in that movie, which starred Randy Quaid or Dennis Quaid. I always get it mixed up. One of the Quaid brothers, and BB Besh, who was a soap opera star, and I don't remember who else. Anyway, fun times. Let me get back to this middle grade. All this has nothing to do with middle grade books. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I said all that to say I did take a little bit of footage inside that recycled bookstore. It's called Recycled Books, CDs, and Records, something like that. Anyway, it was an amazing store. It had like multi-levels. It was an upstairs. Even the ground floor was split level, and there was it's like they had taken more than one storefront. It was on the corner. The entrance is right on the corner, but it took up a lot of space, and it was just amazing. So I'm going to start the camera, and I'm going to put that clip in here, and then I'll be back to show you the books I bought. So this place is amazing, and it's a maze. This is only one section of it. There's an upstairs, there's a downstairs, there's an upstairs up there, and over that wall there's more. It's just incredible. Isn't that amazing? It was just such a cool store. Also, I forgot to say that there will be a second part of this video where I'm going to bring my daughter Emelie in here, and she's going to show you, I'm going to help her show you the books that she bought at a fill-a-bag sale when the book shelter was going out of business. Now, I took my bag and I dispersed it among all the other videos. But she picked out several children's books, and it was $10 a bag. So she got her own bag and paid for it, and I'm going to get her in here to show you what she got, and that'll be at the end of the video. So let's just get started with the middle grade books that I have acquired at one place or another. So I got both of these on my trip, one at the store I showed you in my Amish Fiction Hall in Denison, Texas, and then one in Denton, Texas at the Recycled bookstore. I don't remember which one I got where, but these are books 4 and 6 in the Days of Laura Ingalls Wilder series by T.L. Tedrow. This is an 8-book series, and I think I have all of them now except the one that's in between these two, and I don't even know the name of it. But anyway, book 4 is Home to the Prairie, and book 6 is Mountain Miracle. And I am very interested in reading these. Someone commented one time when I showed another one of these that they are very fictionalized, and honestly, that's fine. And thank you for letting me know that if you're watching this video. It's fine. I just enjoy reading anything Pioneer related, especially if it has something to do with Laura Ingalls Wilder. So let me show you the older ones first. This one was in our little free library, and it sat and sat and sat there, and I finally thought, well, I'm just going to bring it home. If nothing else, I'll resell it, but I kind of want to read it first. This is a Lassie book, The Mystery of Bristlecone Pine. It is a Whitman hardcover, and it's in remarkably good condition for a Whitman hardcover. In fact, this one doesn't have any of the plastic coating that sometimes peels off. Maybe it's already been peeled off. I don't know. I have not read any Lassie books, and I think this will be fun. So there's the back. There's the end pages or end papers. Probably the same on the back. So it's in great shape for the age that it is. The age is in, the year it was published is in Roman numerals. Let me see if I can decipher it very quickly. Maybe 1958. Could be, it's, no, because it has XVII. So it's not 8, it's 7. Something 7. 47, maybe. If the X is after, it would be 60. LX, so MCM, 19. LX, VII. So LX would be 67. Okay, I got it. Yay, I'm pretty sure that's right. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then this one, I don't know where I picked it. Maybe also in the Little Free Library. This is a cool version of Little Men. And I have a Whitman hardcover version of Little Men. But my other Little Women series are more like this. So I think I may switch them out and keep this one. Plus, I think the Whitman book may be abridged. And I'd like to keep the whole version. But this is cool. I don't know if it ever had a dust jacket at one point or another. But it says it's illustrated by Douglas Gorsline. And, of course, it's by Louisa May Alcott. Oh, look at this. Someone wrote their name in it, but that's okay. Isn't that gorgeous? That is so pretty. I guess that's the estate where they live. And there are also some illustrations at the chapter headings and a few other illustrations scattered throughout. Oh, some color ones, too. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Yeah, I need to read this. I've listened to it on audio, but I haven't ever sat down and just read it in print, so that's really nice. Before I get into the other books, I also have one CD, Science Fair by Dave Barry. I actually found a print copy of this maybe last year sometime, and I picked it up. But this is the version that I have listened to. I know I've listened to this at least twice. This is from my library, and I was so sad that they were getting rid of it, but I had to go ahead and have it for my own. If the library didn't want it, I wanted it. This is so funny. It's just hilarious, and I think I paid $1 for it. I have checked this out and listened to it twice over the years, and then I checked it out another time, and I loaned it to a friend that didn't even live in my county, so she could listen to it, and because I said, you just have to listen to this, it's so funny. She said that she thought it was really slow in the uptake, like the beginning was kind of slow before it, it took them some time to get to the plot, and maybe that's true, but I'm so character-driven anyway, and I love the characters. They were just so funny. I thought that was great. Another book I purchased that I've read before. I actually have several in here that I've read before. I had loaned out our copy of Cinder to one of Katie's classmates, and she's gone now. They graduated and left, and ours wasn't even in that great of condition because we had all read it and it was kind of worn out. So, you know, I'm fine with her keeping that. I don't need to have it back. I found another copy and this one's in much better condition. So this is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I am currently sort of rereading these. I have never read the last full length and the last book of short stories. Read everything else, but listened to them on audio. And so I've been rereading them in print. And it's such a good series if you've never read any of them. Another one I've read is the Sunshine State book, Captain Superlative. I just thought I loved this one so much that I would just like to have it for my own personal library, or maybe even to share with someone who I think would appreciate it. This is just a beautiful book. Very endearing. And if you're curious about it, this was Sunshine State book, not from this past year, but the year before. So the year ending in 2019 to 2020. And it was great. Let's see if there's any others that I've read. This one I have listened to on audio. Solitary Blue by Cynthia Rylant. Cynthia Voigt, sorry. I have this whole set, but I had just a mass market paperback copy of Dicey's Song and Solitary Blue, and I had said if I could ever find a hardcover of either of them, or even just a trade paperback to match my others, I would get it. So since I said that, I have found a hardcover of Dicey's Song that I love, and I found this trade paperback of Solitary Blue. I think I've already hauled the Dicey Song edition in whatever middle grade book haul I did before this one. But anyway, I just got this for my collection. I have read it, and I have not read any of them after this one. So this is the third book in the Tillerman Cycle series, and there are 7 total, and I have listened to this one on audio. This one I kind of got for Katie's collection, although she doesn't care about collecting them anymore, but she is going to hang on to them for now, and I kind of encouraged her to, you know, just hang on to them. Don't be quick to get rid of everything, because I'm so glad that I kept some of my childhood books, and this was definitely a favorite series of hers in middle school and growing up. This is from the Warriors series by Aaron Hunter. This is a super edition called Sky Clan's Destiny, and I had made a list on my Kindle of the ones of these super editions she already had, and she didn't have this one, and I found it at a thrift store. So it's in great shape, and I just went ahead and picked it up. I finally read the first 6, the first series of 6, and I really enjoyed them, so I may get around to reading the rest of those at some point too. Oh, and another one that I listened to on audio, and then I turned around and found a copy of it. I don't need it, but I love Sharon Creech, and I loved this book, and I thought, well, I've talked about this book since then because I thought it was a good example of rural life and kids on the farm and everything, and it's Moo by Sharon Creech. I just decided to go ahead and pick it up. I didn't even realize when I was listening to it on audio that it's kind of almost written in verse, sort of. I didn't pick up on that when I read the audiobook. But anyway, it's a fun book. And oh, 2 more I've also listened to. A lot of these I've already read or listened to. 2 out of the 3-book spin-off series of the Peter and the Starcatcher series. These are Neverland books. They are by the same authors, Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson, who also wrote the 5-book Peter and the Starcatcher series. I'm not sure if you really, I don't even think, these are numbered on Goodreads, but you really don't have to read them in any certain order. These are just little side stories of some of the characters from Neverland. This one is called Blood Tide, and as you can see, it's about the mermaids. And this one is called Cave of the Dark Wind, and it's got the pirates in it. And the other one has something to do with Carnival, something about Carnival, and I've read all 3 of them. I've listened to them on audio. They're not long books, but when I found these, this was the first time I'd ever seen these in print, and so I went ahead and grabbed them up. All right, let's see. We've got 7 more here. Here's another one I think I've listened to a long time ago, and it's an Andrew Clements book. It's actually a Christmas book. I'm going to have to move this over to my Christmas pile because I said that I was not going to show you my Christmas books until it got closer to Christmas. But anyway, this is a cute, fun school story about a holiday concert, and it's been a long time. I don't really remember any details, so I saw it somewhere and decided to go ahead and pick it up. And let's see. That maybe all of the ones that I've read. Yay. Okay, so I still have a few more. Some I'm more familiar with than others. This one is by Melissa Wiley, who wrote quite a few of the extra Little House books, like the Charlotte years. Or I don't know if she wrote the Charlotte years. Oh, no, I think she wrote the Martha and Charlotte years. And then two other authors split the Caroline years. So this is called The Prairie Thief. And I don't know if this has anything to do with Laura Ingalls Wilder, but it's definitely something to do with the prairie. So, same author, anything with prairie in it. That's one of my buzzwords, actually. I don't know if I ever said that in my Bookish Boxes and Buzzwords video, but prairie is definitely a buzzword for me. And this I found because I had been looking for this book. This is not the edition I wanted. All my other books in this series are mass market paperback, and this one is too wide to fit on the same shelf. But I thought I'll go ahead and just get it as a placeholder because this is a series I've had a long time on my shelf, and I did not have this one. And it was just $1 at a library bookstore. The Voice on the Radio by Carolyn B. Cooney. Face on the Milk Carton is the first one, and I can't remember the other titles. I think it's a 4-book series. Anyway, even if there's more than 4, I've got the first 4 now. And this came to my attention because I read a Sunshine State book by this author, Fairuze Dumas, and her Sunshine State book is called something. Oh my goodness, my brain. I don't know. I'll put it here if I can. I'll look it up. Anyway, this is called Funny in Farsi. This came from the Dollar General store, although I picked it up at a thrift store, but I recognize this sticker as being Dollar General. And anyway, I went ahead and picked it up, and I enjoyed her other book so much that I wanted to read, other books by her. So this is one of them, Funny in Farsi. And then this one I just picked up because it says it's a Newbery Honor book. It's not that old. It's maybe from the 20-teens or early 2000s. And let me see if I can see real quick. Yeah, 2017. So this was probably a 2018 Newbery Honor book. Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. This is also a Coretta Scott King Award. It was a winner of the Coretta Scott King Award. So I don't know anything about it, but I was definitely willing to give it a try. This is The Borrowers. I already have a mass market paperback edition of The Borrowers, but I found books 2, 3, and 4 last year when Katie and I were thrifting in this edition. And I had said then, if I ever find The Borrowers in this edition, I will go ahead and get this so that it matches my set. So I still have yet to read any of them. I've seen the movie and really enjoyed it. I've seen one of the movies. I think there are some different adaptations, but it looks like a fun series. And if you don't know what this is, it's about little people who live like in the walls, and they borrow things. They really take things, but they call themselves the borrowers, and they borrow things for their own use that belong to the family of whatever house they're living in, or wherever, I guess, that they can get them. So I am kind of a collector of Happy Hollister books, and I have several of the old hardcovers, like what I read when I was in the 3rd grade. My 3rd grade teacher had a collection of them, and I knew that they had started republishing them in some newer editions, and I had never seen one. So I found this one. It's a softcover edition, and it's called The Happy Hollisters at Snowflake Camp by Jerry West. And this one is actually signed by Jerry West. It says, "To Darlene, thanks for being a friend of the Happy Hollisters." So that's awesome. And I don't know what happened to Darlene and why she didn't want to keep her book, but maybe she was unable to keep it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm happy to have it, and I don't think I have this one in hardcover, so that's awesome. Then I picked this up, I think, at the book shelter when it was having they were having their, going out of, they didn't go out of business. They just had to scale down. They had to close one of their locations. And so I got this because it just looked interesting. And then I saw that it's either It's either on Hoopla or Overdrive on audio. So that's exciting. I'll be able to listen to this on audio. It's called Turtle in Paradise by Jennifer L. Home. And I don't know anything about it, but it looked interesting. So I picked it up. I'm currently reading the Beach House series, which is about sea turtles. And maybe this is just a middle grade version of, a book about sea turtles. Maybe. I don't know. Sounds fun. This I just picked up because I recognize the author. It's by Lois Lowry, A Summer to Die. And, it sounds kind of like a sad topic, but I'm interested. And this is an old library copy. I was at a library that I don't go to very often. They usually don't ever have a big selection of books. They kind of just have one or two carts out front. And, but you can get them really cheap. So I went through there and I found a handful of books, and it was maybe $1 for all of them. And this is one that I found there. So that's it. That is all of the middle grade books that I purchased for myself, for my collection, for myself to read. So I'm going to pause this and I'm going to go get Emelie and see if she is ready to show you what she got at the book shelter when they had their fill a bag for $10 sale. Okay, I'm back with my daughter, Emelie. She is 20 years old. You may have seen her if you saw our Dr. Seuss video that we did at the end of May. And she is 20 years old. Did I already say that? She has autism and epilepsy, and her seizures, I'm happy to say, have been greatly reduced. And we are just praising God for that. He has used some new medicine to help bring that about. It does make her a little bit sleepy, but anyway, we were out and about a while back. Well, actually, we made a special trip to go to this book sale, and at the time, I thought I would just pick out a few books for her and put them in my bag. But they had some great children's books, and a lot of them are characters that we recognize, and some of them are just awesome. So we got quite a few. Before I show you those, though, I wanted to show you a couple things we got at Walmart. This is called a book bin, and I got her a whole stack of these because a lot of her books are children's books, and they're floppy and they don't stand up well on the shelf. And at first, though, I got myself some. I got a few blue ones, I thought, for scrapbook paper, because I'm pretty sure that it's wide enough to put 12-inch scrapbook paper. And then I thought, Emelie, let's get you some of these too, because this would be great to organize your bookshelves. So she has, sorry about that, she has quite a few of these, and we have not had time to implement them yet and put them in place because I've been so busy doing eBay, but we'll get to it. Anyway, so let's get started. Let me show you the smaller ones first. We got 3 little golden books. And they are, none of them are especially old, but they're fun. We got this one. It's just Cars 2, but it's got Mater on the front. So I'm going to see if she'll be able to put them on the stack over there. This one is older, maybe not super old. And we may actually have this one, Cowboy Mickey. I'll have to look and see if we have this one already. But anyway, she enjoys looking at her stack of little golden books. Can we just put them over there after we show them? This one is called Daddy's, and Emelie is such a daddy's girl that I thought she would enjoy having this one. So I think I actually picked this one out. She's going to want to hold them all. But, honey, there's a whole stack. You're not going to be able to hold them all for the video. Why don't we make a stack? And then you can take the whole stack to your room as soon as we get done, okay? And then we got to go. We have a doctor appointment. She has a doctor appointment in about half an hour, but it's just down the road. So I figured we could get this done and check this off our lists today. So we're both fans of Blue's Clues. This one is Blue's Backyard Mystery. And let's see if this is a Steve or a Joe. It's neither. It's got Periwinkle, the cat, and I forget, what is the other dog's name? Magenta. That's it. So it's got those 3 characters in it, but that's fun. And then one more small one. Actually, I kind of snuck this one in there in her bag because look, she can have it in her room. Laura, a story about Laura Ingalls Wilder. It's just a scaled down biography. It's by Licia, Licia, Martinucci Marsh, illustrated by Craig Spearing. It is published by Scholastic, and it's just very, very scaled down. I think this is probably one of those that is made for sorry, made for teachers to do like a reading lesson with, because this came from an elementary school. Yeah, it came from a fluency kit. So that's what that's about. Okay, the rest of them are bigger. This one also I kind of snuck in there. Eeyore Loses His Tail by A.A. Milne. I think this is, oh yeah, this is a pop-up book. It may have a little bit of damage, but look at that. That's fun. And she enjoys pop-up books. And Eeyore and I have a 30-plus year relationship, so that's good. This one I don't know anything about, but it looked fun, and I like the real illustrations. Lookalikes Junior by Joan Steiner. Let's see. I'm thinking this is kind of like a I Spy book, maybe? Maybe not. But, oh, it's fun, though. Look at this. It's made with all these little, found objects. So that's fun. Yeah, we're going to enjoy looking at this and picking out all the things. So that'll be fun. Yay. Find more than 700 hidden everyday objects. All right. This one, I almost saved it till the end, but in case some of you don't stay till the end, I had to show this. I never thought I would find this in any kind of used book situation, and I'm thrilled. This is Violet Comes to Stay. It's by Melanie Cheka, pictures by Emily Arnold McCulley, but it's technically by Cynthia Coppersmith, who is a character in the Mitford series, which is by Jan Karen. So, who actually wrote this book? I don't know. This Melanie Cheka may be a real person. It might be a pseudonym. I don't really know. But Cynthia Coppersmith is a fictitious character. Violet is a fictitious character, but they're characters in the Mitford series. And in the Mitford series, Cynthia Coppersmith writes children's books about her white cat, Violet. And this is one of them. And I think there's only 2. So I was just over the moon to find this one. And we're definitely going to be reading that one soon. We've read it before from the library, but I'm excited to have it. So these next ones are characters that Emelie loves and always enjoys watching videos of. This is Goodnight Duke. It is a VeggieTales book by Ronald Kidd, illustrated by Todd Carter and Joe Spataford. So that looks fun. We love to watch VeggieTales. It's great. You like that one? Looks like a good one. And we also love Toy Story. I have a long-term relationship with Toy Story characters as well. This is Toy Story 2. And I'm going to guess that it kind of is the story of Toy Story 2 in a nutshell, which we all know if we've seen it. That's where Woody gets kidnapped or toy-napped and meets up with the other characters in his grouping. I don't know. It's fun. Toy Story is great. We were having a discussion on the Killing Time with Cozies on a live stream one time, and we got to talking about movies, and some of those ladies have not seen some of what I consider mainstream must-watch Disney movies. Toy Story, that whole franchise, is one of them. Toy Story is fantastic. All right, so this is Mickey and Friends. It sort of looks like the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse type animation, and it's going to be, Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Pluto, and maybe some others. So that's awesome. And here's an old one, Bambi. That is a great one. We may have some other Bambi books, but this is a big golden book, and I just didn't want to pass that up. So that looks good, doesn't it? We'll have to read that one. Oh, and I didn't even know they made books of Wallace and Gromit. Wallace and Gromit is one of Emelie's favorite movie characters or video characters. They are so fun. If you've never seen them, Aardman Animation, they also did Chicken Run and Shaun the Sheep, but Wallace and Gromit is that's their mainstay. So Wallace and Gromit is great. This is Crackers in Space. We used to always watch, one of the videos she has in a box set on VHS is what's the one about a grand day out. So they're making this a rocket to go to space because they're out of cheese. So they want to go to the moon to get cheese. And so they get in, they're all ready to go, and Wallace is like, Gromit, we forgot the crackers. And or something like that. So my husband used to always, he would mimic that all the time, you know, the crackers, Gromit. So now we have crackers in space. I haven't even shown this to him. I honestly didn't even know what all she got. I mean, I did. I kind of went through the stack as we were getting ready to pay, but I couldn't remember. So then we got this Princess and the Frog. This was always Katie's favorite Disney princess, but now she hates frogs. She is terrified of frogs now as a 17-year-old. But we're not afraid of frogs, are we? So we're going to read that, Princess and the Frog. And then one last one. This is Winnie the Pooh, Picture Poems. And this is from, I think, the House of Pooh Corner. No, the Book of Pooh. You know, there's all these different, you know, there'll be a group of characters, and then over the years, there'll be, like, different renditions of them. And so this realistic-looking puppet type Pooh is the Book of Pooh, and there was a TV show of that several years ago, and so that is what that's what this is based on, is the Book of Pooh. And that looks fun. We love Winnie the Pooh. In fact, the other day, Randy put in a Pooh video for her, and I thought she, you know, a few hours later I came back and I was going to take it out and put in something else, and she was like, no. So she ended up watching like almost every Pooh movie that she owns all in that day. So we love Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore and Piglet and Tigger. All those guys, right? Yeah. All right, guys, that is everything for this haul. Thank you so much for watching. I should be back tomorrow with my end of the month reading wrap up, and we've got to get to her appointment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.